Hello, everyone. I'm Wally, and welcome to this episode of Car Talk with Wally. On this episode, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 automotive reveals of 2020. These vehicles are also making a very big impact on the industry in 2021. We're coming at the end of this list, so I'm very excited to announce my number 1 vehicle on this top 5 list. This vehicle is the 2021 Ford Bronco. Let's jump right into the industry impact of the Ford Bronco. The original Bronco was released onto the US market in 1965 and is known as America's first SUV. Meant to be an all-terrain vehicle with universal usability and brash styling, it truly set the tone for decades on what an SUV should be. The model has actually taken about a 25-year hiatus from the marketplace. And if you were born prior to 1990, you probably do remember a particular white 1993 Bronco that was made famous by O.J. Simpson during his low-speed chase in 1994. Oh, those were the days. Definitely a unique experience. But if you fast forward to 2021, Ford has redefined the Bronco to align more with its original roots and go head to head with vehicles such as the Land Rover Defender and the Jeep Wrangler. Let's talk about the design of the 2021 Ford Bronco. When we look at the exterior of this vehicle, it's very bold and brash with refined looks. But to be honest, it resembles a blown up Tonka truck. But that is not really an issue here because it is known for its very distinctive looks and is setting a trend in the marketplace and creating a lot of buzz, which people are attracted to because of these very unique looks. This vehicle, as far as the configurations, it comes in 2 and 4 door, and it can be spec'd to the owner's taste. Very similar to what Jeep does with the Wrangler, you can get a hard top as well as a soft top roof, and you can remove that roof to create an open air experience. And also the doors can be removed, so that is definitely a unique feature that is to the Bronco as well as the Wrangler. Fast forwarding to the interior. The interior is very simple, but it's clean as you can integrate a lot of different textures and color choices to truly make the Bronco your own. I love the look of this interior because Ford didn't simply copy and paste an interior from another Ford truck or SUV, which they probably could have done, honestly, but the interior is unique to this particular vehicle. And it takes a lot of those key elements from that 1965 model, but it also creates those modern touches that we all expect. And the interior is dominated by that 12-inch infotainment screen. And one of the key features of the screen is that it allows you to download and share different trail maps for your outdoor adventure. So very cool elements, and it really cements this vehicle as the vehicle of just all different type of terrains, and it's really pushing forward that off-road capability of this vehicle. Another cool feature is the 360 camera that enables you to have a well-rounded vision of your outdoor experience. So if you're, rock crawling, you may see like your tires, where your tires are placed on this vehicle, or basically your approach angles, and you just can see different elements around you when you're doing different things on or off road in this vehicle. So that's very cool and unique features that other competitors don't offer at the moment. The center point of technology and innovation when it comes to the Bronco is its off-road capabilities. Key features that bring this to life are its front and rear locking differentials. Now, if you don't know, a locking differential allows 2 wheels on the same axle to move together regardless if one wheel is lacking traction. By the Bronco having 2 locking differentials, one in the front and one in the rear, the traction can be sent to 4 wheels instead of 2. This is very important for off-roading if you get stuck in mud or if you are rock crawling or doing different things. It's definitely important to propel the vehicle in any different conditions. So very cool that the Bronco offers all of these different elements. Another cool innovative feature that the Bronco has is a hydraulic stabilizer bar system that enables the vehicle suspension to adjust to those different elements. So all of these key features really work in unison together and allows the vehicle to crawl and do a lot of different cool vehicles. Another thing that feeds on this is really a feature that accompanies this is the GOAT modes. And that allows the driver to select different driving modes depending on if they're traveling in mud, water, sand, rock, whatever you can definitely do in this vehicle if you simply adjust all the different settings. I'm sure you just need like some sort of extreme manual to guide you through all of these different features in your Ford Bronco, but it's very cool that it offers it. So the apocalypse happens, the Bronco is the vehicle for you. When we talk about the Ford Bronco, it's important to distinguish between the two different vehicles that are carrying the Bronco moniker. So there is the original Bronco and then there is the Bronco Sport. So there are key distinctions between these two vehicles, and I'll explain what that is and why that is. So when we look at the original Ford Bronco, that vehicle is based on a truck platform. Trucks are typically have a body on frame design when we look at the chassis. And that is reminiscent of vehicles such as the F-150 as well as the Ford Ranger, in which the Bronco is based off of. And typically body on frame vehicles exist because they are more durable. You know, when you look at the towing capacity as well as the capabilities off-road, body on frame vehicles are typically able to accomplish that with ease. So that is why that distinction exists, and that's why the size of this vehicle is a bit different than what you may see on the Bronco Sport. Now, if we look at the Bronco Sport, that is a unibody chassis, which is basically a car-based chassis that is typically lighter, more usable and more configurable, but it also impacts the size of the vehicle. The size of the Bronco Sport is much smaller because it is based off of a Ford Escape. Although they've integrated a lot of cool off-road elements into that Bronco Sport, it's still based off of the Ford Escape. So it's not as capable, but still somewhat capable because they've, raised the ride height and added some very cool elements. But that's just a quick nerd spiel on the differences between the two vehicles. Now, the Bronco Sport would actually be a separate review because it is a separate vehicle. Let's talk about the performance of the Ford Bronco. Definitely a key element of this vehicle, but I would say it's not the center point, although it has very, very strong engine choices and unique options that you may not be expecting. So there are two different engine choices available on the Ford Bronco. The first is a 2.3 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. This engine is very similar to what's offered in the Ford Mustang. So the other option, which is the upgraded engine, is a 2.7 liter turbocharged V6 engine with 310 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. So it's making it very powerful to propel you in all these different conditions that you may encounter in this vehicle. You can also configure this vehicle with a 7-speed manual transmission, but of course it's only paired to the 4-cylinder engine. But this is definitely a unique offering. Although the Wrangler does offer a manual transmission as well, but when we really unpack what it means to have a 7-speed manual transmission, it is not in the traditional sense in which you can engage all of your gears up until that 7th speed. Is more so that 7th speed is for a crawler gear. So it's like if you're riding along on the highway, you're pretty much going to be in sixth gear. You're not going to be in that seventh gear. So it's important to make that distinction. However, if you want a traditional automatic, you can get a 10-speed automatic that is available with both engine options. So the performance specs of this vehicle are not unveiled just yet, but I would expect it to be very good performance, especially considering its competitor, the Wrangler, which has significantly less powerful engines available until they drop that Hellcat in that Wrangler. So that'll be interesting to see how that stacks up against the Bronco. So you may be asking, when can I get this vehicle? Yes, the Bronco is definitely a highly anticipated vehicle, but unfortunately, Ford just pushed out the production date of this vehicle. It's not going to be available until summer 2021, with a tentative production date scheduled for May 3rd. And this delay is really due to COVID-related challenges with different suppliers that may be impacting the production date of this particular vehicle. But there's a caveat. With more than 190,000 pending reservations for the Bronco, it is unlikely that you will get that vehicle this year if you didn't already pre-order one. So you pretty much have to wait till the fall to even order this vehicle, and you're probably not going to get it till sometime mid 2022 if you're not one of those early joiners of this vehicle. I kind of wish that I would have pre-ordered one because I want one. However, if you need a Bronco now, the Bronco Sport is available. Although it's not quite as cool as the Bronco itself, it's still a very cool vehicle. I actually saw it in person recently, and I actually like it. That is all for this episode of Car Talk with Wally. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to check out all the additional content that has been released on this channel, but also look forward to a lot of great and interesting things to come. Of course, be safe, and peace and blessings to you.